What up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I know it has been a little bit since I last talked to y'all, but we are approaching the end of the year. We are approaching a new year. And while I do have some fun videos coming up, including a camera comparison with a bit of a plot twist, I figure what better video to make heading into 2024 than an office tour and let you know that the setup that I'm gonna be rocking with heading into the new year. Now, spoiler alert, it's pretty much gonna be the same setup I was rocking in 2023, but you know what? Y'all haven't seen it yet. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive in. Alright, so real quick, let me give you a rundown of the overall goals for this space. Now, as someone who works from home, I knew I'd be spending about 80 to 90% of my time in this room between my day job. For those of you who don't know, I am a UX designer by profession, but then also doing some photo editing, video editing, and filming these YouTube videos. Hello. So I not only wanted a space that lent itself to maximum productivity, but also provided enough versatility, including multiple filming angles, like this, or this, or this, or this. You get the point. Also, because I do spend so much time in this room, it definitely needed to be a chill and inspiring environment that helps me to get the creative juices flowing and motivates me to do my best work. Basically, I wanted this room to be a vibe, which leads me to aesthetic. Now, the aesthetic of this room is actually pretty straightforward. I leaned into a light and dark contrast scheme with light woods, neutral foundations, and pops of color sprinkled throughout the room. To give the room a little bit of moodiness, I painted two of the walls this dark neutral gray color, specifically satin black by Behr Paint. But I didn't want the room to be too dark and moody, so I kept the two walls opposite the window white in order to let the natural light come in, bounce off the walls, and keep the room reasonably bright during the day. Now, to make the walls pop, I basically decorated them with contrasting and colorful accents. All of the darker walls got more of the lighter color artwork and accents, while the lighter color walls got more of the darker color artwork and accents. All of the canvas prints are from a company called Iconic. They make some really dope prints, really creative. They give a lot of good creative motivation, inspiration, and they just got some dope stuff over there. I highly recommend them. Additionally, I have these digital prints that I got off of Etsy of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. But by far, my favorite piece of artwork is this print by Carl Owens called The Mask. This holds sentimental value for me because it's actually a piece that my mom purchased when I was 10 years old, and she ended up gifting it to me last year when I bought this house. Now, in addition to the artwork, other wall decor items include this lightwood shelving with some of my favorite Funko Pop figurines, this wall lighting, including these praying hands neon sign. I am a Christian, so I do like to have that reminder to keep me grounded, especially during times of work stress. But other items include things like my whiteboard, my cork board, my pegboard, and of course, my college diploma. Fun fact, I actually went to college in California during a time when Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor, so I do have the Terminator signature on my college diploma. Take that for what it's worth. But to complete the overall aesthetic, all of the furniture is either white, a light colored wood like birch, or a neutral gray with some type of sprinkling of color in order to harmonize with the wall decor. Lastly, to really set off the room, I placed smart lighting from Govee and other brands in order to really give the place a nice ambiance at night. So speaking of furniture, let's go ahead and get into my desk setup and main working area. So I actually use two desks and I have them arranged in this L-shaped configuration. My main desk is 8 foot by 2 foot butcher block, supported by this Uplift V2 motorized sit stand desk frame. And I love this desk frame. I've owned it for about 3 years now. It has a super strong motor. It has 4 customizable positions to set the heights however you so choose, and it actually has a pretty good maximum and minimum height range. I also love having an 8 foot long desk because it gives me plenty of surface area to work from and place all of my peripherals and more. Now, the main machine that powers my setup is the Dell XPS 8930 tower that I purchased in 2019. I actually spec'd it out for max performance when I bought it, so it's held up pretty well. The only update I recently made was swapping out the 2080 graphics card for the 4070 graphics card, and it has done wonders for my photo and video editing performance. I also have a 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro chip that I mainly use away from the desk, either at the smaller desk, my couch, another part of the house, or abroad like at a coffee shop or something. I also have a company issued laptop that I use for my day job, but since I don't actually own it, I won't get much into that. Now, because I could be working from one of 3 computers at any given time, I definitely needed a set of peripherals that could easily accommodate and switch between the three. The centerpiece of the desk is this 38-inch ultra-wide monitor from ViewSonic. I believe it is the VP3881 model. I'm the type of person who gets distracted by dual monitors, so this nice 38-inch ultra-wide serves the perfect balance between giving me enough screen real estate, but helping me to stay focused on the task at hand. The resolution is 3840 by 1600. It is very color accurate. It even comes with its own color calibration tool, and it has all the necessary inputs for you to connect multiple computers to this one monitor, including HDMI, USB pass-through, DisplayPort, and a single USB-C cable that will charge your MacBook while it's displaying the content from that MacBook. To bookend the monitor, I have these fairly inexpensive Logitech speakers. I'm not a big audiophile, so what really mattered to me is that they went with my aesthetic and they sounded pretty decent, which they do. Underneath the monitor is this really versatile desk shelf that can be configured in multiple configurations. I actually ended up taking out the drawer portion, putting on like this little mini cutting board, and using it as a laptop stand. On top of the shelf, I keep my Amazon Echo, some miscellaneous things like cleaning cloths, some ejector tools, USB-C adapters. I have the controller for my monitor lights, and I have this nice leather-bound wireless charger, which is a bit overkill because I don't really wirelessly charge anything other than my earbuds. As far as my other peripherals go, my keyboard is this Bluetooth mechanical keyboard from Royal Kludge in this nice white, gray, and red colorway that matches my aesthetic pretty nicely. Now, what I love about this keyboard is that it's pretty affordable on Amazon and has a 96% keyboard layout, which gives me the number pad, but still lets the keyboard be nice and compact, and the keys are nice and clicky. Take a listen. Now, my mouse of choice is the MX Master 3 from Logitech, and it is by far my favorite mouse ever. It molds perfectly to my hand, it switches easily between all of my computers, that horizontal scroll wheel is clutch for creative programs like Figma, Affinity Photo, DaVinci Resolve, and the only reason I didn't go with the white colorway to go better with my aesthetic is because I read online that that version stains pretty easily, so instead I paired the black version with this nice gray leather mouse pad. My other input devices include this small Wacom tablet that I primarily use for photo retouching, and this Creator Micro macro pad from a company called Work Louder. I really love this little thing because it has 4 available workspaces that allow me to program all of my keyboard shortcuts across my most used programs. So far, I've set it up for Capture One, Affinity Photo, and Figma, and it has really sped up my design and photo editing workflow. Not to mention, it has this really cool gradient light pattern that you can customize with the included software. Now, underneath it all sits this really premium gray leather desk mat that I got off of Amazon. Above my monitor sits this really nice flexible desk light. I've seen other people use things like the BenQ screen bar, but low-key, I think this one is a little bit better. It has 4 temperature settings for the lighting. It actually extends the full width of the monitor, so that's pretty good. It doesn't have a remote to turn it on, but it's pretty easy to reach up to turn on and adjust the settings. But the best part is that it actually flexes up so that it can light my face during Zoom calls. Speaking of Zoom calls, my webcam of choice is the Sony a6400 with the 16-70 f4 lens. Now, I know that's a bit overkill for Zoom calls, but it's actually one of the first cameras I ever owned, and I didn't want to get rid of it once I got my full frame, so I'm glad I could still put it to good use. My microphone of choice is the Rode NT USB Plus on this aluminum boom arm. And for the times when I want to monitor audio through headphones, I have the Audio-Technica ATH M40Xs on this nice wooden headphone stand that I got off of Amazon. I also keep a couple of extra drives for storage. Other than that, I typically keep a few other miscellaneous items on my desk, including my iPad, my Ricoh GR3, and a couple of extra lights that I like to keep at the edge of the desk. To the right of my desk sits my file cabinets to keep all of my important documents, and I placed a plan and some books there for a little bit of decoration. I also added this little aftermarket drawer underneath the desk in order to allow me to get to some quick access items. Now, my second desk is more of an overflow desk. It's a 4-foot by 2-foot piece of butcher block attached to some stationary aluminum legs that I purchased off of Amazon, and I mainly go to that desk when I just want to get away from the big setup, work from my laptop, work and watch TV, or if I want to use it as like a multi-use surface for like top-down shots, to do some whiteboarding, to set up camera gear, or even use as a filming angle. Additionally, it is super useful when I have a second person come into the office to work because it's pretty easy to move around and maneuver around the office. Now, as far as the chairs that I've paired with the desk, there really wasn't that much thought that went into them. I basically ordered ergonomic chairs off of Amazon that would go with my aesthetic. So they were both white. They both had like black cushion, black lining. One of them is a high chair, so it can lift really high. So I don't necessarily have to raise my standing desk up and down all the time. I could just keep it high and then just sit in the high chair. And then one is more of a low chair, but they're pretty inexpensive, pretty cheaply made, but they're pretty comfortable because I added some padded cushions and they work really well. They don't give me a problem. My back is fine. And yeah, they serve their purpose. Finally, to complete my working area, I was able to set up a couple of backdrops above my closet. I found this inexpensive pulley system on Amazon. They actually have a lot of good options, anywhere up to 6 backdrops. 2 backdrops just work best for me as far as space saving, but it was really nice to be able to set those up in order to provide me some more filming options, and I can even sneak in a portrait photo shoot or two. Also, what I love about it is it allows me to quickly set up and then roll it back up for when I get it back into my day job and get ready to take a Zoom call, I can just tuck it away. The only questions I might get are about the 2 hanging chains that are included with the pulley system. Now, speaking of the backdrops above my closet area, let's talk about storage. The closet is where I hold all of my larger camera gear like stands, camera bags, lighting, so on and so forth. To the left is where all the stands, camera bags, and lighting go. And over to the right, I have a cabinet with lesser used camera gear like gimbals, camera sliders, you know, things like that. No real organization to it. Now on the top shelf is where I hold miscellaneous items like empty product boxes and maybe some extra things here and there. And then I've also installed some cheap shelf lighting in order to kind of light the space when I'm trying to get in there at night. My main camera gear actually sits in the main cabinet of this makeshift entertainment unit that I've piecemealed together using a collection of shelves and drawers. This is where I keep my cameras, my lenses, my filters, my audio gear, my extra batteries. Also, for the smaller, more used miscellaneous items, I've tried to do some semblance of organization with putting them in labeled containers. All the rest of the cabinet drawers hold additional office supplies and other miscellaneous items, all related to utility just being in this office. On top of this makeshift entertainment unit sits a charging area for all of my camera batteries, my printer, my internet router, a NAS storage for a little bit of extra storage and backup, my air purifier, and of course, a few fake plants for ambiance. So work area, storage, last up, chill mode. Now, as you can see, I've added this small futon to the space, and I do mean small. If you are 6 foot and up, you will not fit laying across this futon. But it does unfold flat, though I never unfold it, but this is the place I basically go when I just want to relax, take a break, chill, unwind, watch a little TV, and I've even managed to sneak in a nap or two. To the right of the futon, I have this really cool little techie side table that has wireless charging, it has wired charging, it has a lamp attached to it. It's like an all-in-one little side table, and I really love it. Now on that side table, I do have my Anchor Soundcore boombox where I basically listen to podcasts. I'll put on some music in order to help me stay focused throughout the day as I'm going through my day job. Lastly, when I'm on the futon and I feel like watching a little YouTube, a little TV, I have my 50-inch Sony X90J paired with a Samsung soundbar and subwoofer combo. Now, it's not the most expensive TV and soundbar combo in the world, but for a small office space where the overall objective is productivity with a little bit of relaxation and chill mode, I think it's a really good combo. The sound is really nice. It fills the space really well. The picture quality is great. It's 4K, has Google TV built in, and it's really nice for just chilling, watching a podcast, watching a live stream, and yeah, really good vibe to this relaxation mode. But y'all, that is the office tour. I feel so blessed to be able to have my own creative working space that I can truly make my own, and I'm really glad I get to share it with you all as we head into the new year. But if you saw anything here that you liked or might want to pick up, I'll try to link as many things as possible down in the description. They will be affiliate links, so I do get a small kickback should you choose to purchase from them, but no pressure. But with all that said, if you like this video, go ahead and drop this video a like. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I will catch you all later.